Infamous's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Infamous's turn to pick. Dire team pick.
Ancient apparition.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
What's up, guys, and welcome back to the SLI South American Qualifiers lower. We got Game 2 between SGE and Infamous on the way. I have a question for you guys.
Dire
What do
team
you pick if Lich isn't banned? It's a mystery. We're gonna have to get a private eye on this one, as Infamous are not gonna pick nor ban the Lich. They are potentially screwing themselves over here in the second game. They're already down as SGE. Off of some really good execution on their part, and some less than perfect execution on Infamous's part. SGE are going to put themselves in a much stronger spot than Infamous. I mean, they won a game, obviously they're already in a stronger spot, but Lich, you have an option to pick up Lich and you choose the other ice hero, like the still admittedly fairly powerful but wrong ice hero. I'm not sure about that for Infamous. I feel like Ancient Apparition is just a little bit too situational, and Lich is too consistent at what he does. So that's going to be a daring pick for sure from Infamous. Are going to stick on this global strat, which could be pretty powerful. Wrath of Nature, Ice Blast, Teleports. Yeah, that's good. But let me tell you something, guys. AA, with Nature's Prophet, as great as that might be, usually aren't going to win their lanes as strong as a Lich and a Clockwork. If these two go to the same lane as a core Clockwork and support, then things are going to get a little bit tough here for the Infamous lane. It's really, really dangerous. You got to deal with cogs, so you're going to be losing your mana, and then you're going to have to deal with sacrifice. You're going to be losing your experience. And then you have to deal with battery assault, so you're going to be losing your health. Feels bad, man. And also in the mid game, Nature's Prophet is a rat, right? Like that's kind of his job description. You go around and teleport places and you kill creep waves, but Clockwork is like designed to kill that type of hero. Usually we see Clockworks picked up in direct response to Nature's Prophet picks when you can't get like a Bat Rider or a Storm Spirit or something like that. So Infamous, I mean, yeah, as powerful as Nature's Prophet is, he's already pretty well countered. Now you can always go for a little bit of a stronger counter from your supporting crew mostly, or from your mid lane. Usually that's going to be, at least in this case, since Puck is banned out, I would say probably a Queen of Pain pick for the SGE side. Bloodseeker is also reasonable for them for right now, but up against AA, you kind of want to wait for that. A little bit of a tough matchup there. Still, Infamous, we'll see what they can actually do with this. It seems like since Ancient Apparition isn't going to be canceling any healing, nor is he going to be protecting the likes of a Necrophos pick, where we very frequently see AA and Necrophos picked up 1-2 if they're both in. They need some way of comboing with him aggressively early on. And the best we usually see is Earth Spirit, just to get the CC out, and Earth Spirit usually can get in front of the enemy, so it just hits him with all his Chilling Touch charges. And or Sven.
10 seconds.
I've seen Mirana
remaining.
work decently. Really any range hero, but you need control there.
5 seconds.
Ancient
remaining.
Apparition has a lot of damage early on, but he just lacks. That damage is going to be guaranteed. Will be tough unless they go ham for that combo. Something like a CK might be in their best interests right now if they really want to challenge this lane, but CK AA +1, as powerful as that is, it's only powerful if you have mana. And again, I'm expecting this Clockwork to be taking a little bit more of a farming role with this Lich. It's so difficult to beat that lane as any set of 3 heroes. Pick 3 heroes, any heroes. I'm not sure if you can beat them. At least it's going to be a toss-up. How do you get on top of the Lich, right? You have to go on the Clockwork, go through cogs. You need heroes that will be effective with low mana, and that's definitely not the CK. CK is dumb as bricks. So just a couple of cog bounce backs. Reality Rift is actually quite cheap, so he will be able to cast that sometimes. He will usually pick up a Mango or two just as his early game build, so he has some burst mana, but it's kind of a low amount. GE. Port's likely still lacking, as well as their safe lane. Of course, mid they're going to be holding to last, or they should be holding to last, I would expect.
Stands ready.
Get the Sven. I like this pick a lot. A couple reasons. It's a ban for Infamous. We've seen Sven partner up with Ancient Apparition quite frequently. Pretty easy for Sven with the movement speed that he has, and of course that Stormhammer to hit all of his Chilling Touch attacks,
remaining.
and also set up for Cold Feet. And also Sven is pretty darn good at
5
hunting down
seconds
Nature's
remaining.
Prophets. Blink Dagger on Sven is usually going to be picked up at some point in the game, so you're able to, in theory, get on top of Nature's Prophet if you need to, or an AA. And if it's an AA, you will actually kill him in 1 hit, or I guess 2 hits with an Echo Saber. And if you're going to be pushed and you need someone to jump back and defend, well, Sven's your guy. He's got a little ability called Great Cleave, and pretty good at killing Treants. And it's not really going to gimp their lineup at all. Like, Sven is perfectly reasonable here for the SG side. Infamous, they really have to start forcing SG into something less than ideal. Pick is going to be a Bounty Hunter, which is... it's kind of a risky move here from him. Bounty Hunter just inherently is kind of that type of hero. It is a risky pick. But they are just looking for a very heavy pick-off strategy. Bounty Hunter is going to enable that in a big way. Bounty and Nature's Prophet and Infamous should be getting quite a bit of cash, in theory. That is, if they get their pickoffs, and if they survive the early game. Bounty Hunter early, compared to like a Night Stalker or an Earth Spirit, is very much so on the weaker end of things.
Infamous's turn to pick.
Might be a little bit tough here, and Batrider's the pick for SG, pushing the Clockwork over towards that support role. Batrider may or may not be joined with that Lich in that off lane. Still will be really difficult to kill those 2 heroes. At least you do get the mana and the health from the stick.
10 seconds remaining.
Bosa, though, had some pretty nice initiations in the last game. I mentioned Clockwork being a
5
counter to this
seconds
Nature's
remaining.
Prophet. Batrider is also another hero we see very frequently. Rider, and you're happy with that. And now just need a little bit of extra damage here. And again, it's going to be for the mid lane. It's going to be for ADR. Are going to see the full Infamous draft before they need to make this pick. SGE are pretty much exactly where they want to be. Infamous, not really sure if they are. Lifestealer has a really tough time up against Lich. I mean, yeah, the Rage is kind of nice here. You get some slow. You'll be able to hit with Chilling Touch, but you're looking at SG, who will have an absolute metric ton of armor. Lich and Sven will be dishing a lot of that for their allies. Not to mention the fact that you're going up against Clockwork, so you're going to have to deal with barriers. You're also going up against Batrider, who is usually going to be going for a Force Staff or drums. Either way, you don't really want to be dealing with that. And the upside here is that, again, it's another snowball-y type hero. Capitalize with the Bounty Hunter and Nature's Prophet to get these kills and start shrinking the map for SG. This Lifestealer also is just going up against the Batrider, so if you are going to look for that play, you're facing up against the Lasso. And you have to make sure that you disable the Sven so he doesn't get Warcry, or else you're probably not getting that kill. And I can count the amount of disables that Infamous have on 0 hands right now. They just can't stop anything from the SGE side from happening. They have a mini stun in the Bounty Hunter and Cold Feet, which is not going to be set up very easily, and a Sprout. We've seen Sprout actually wreck Svens in the past, but that's usually in the really late stages of the game.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds
And last pick
remaining.
for SGE, it can actually be anything. Except for this Invoker. Perhaps in the mix, Zeus or something like that. I'm not really sure if I'm a huge fan of that. Viper's still in if Infamous want to play it safe. GE don't really have a ton of damage coming out in their early game. Ganking a Viper would be a little bit difficult. Gonna be that Quap. SGE also don't really have an abundance of disables. They have a decent amount, but they're kind of clunky. Lasso is good at killing off Queen of Pain in the late game and mid game, but early on you're just never gonna land it. Clockwork and Sven very much so the same. Until you get your blinks, it's not really gonna be happening. Quap is also not really a hero that you can really punish in lane just by outpicking. Usually the matchup there is gonna be fairly even. Timbersaw, the last pick for SG. That's an interesting one. Timbersaw, really good to have as far as just sustaining through that mid lane. A Bounty Hunter can rotate in towards a Timbersaw and do a lot of nothing. Lifestealer, Nature's Prophet coming in, like all these heroes don't really have much versus the Timbersaw and his high level of armor. Again, this is armor that he's going to have with his own passive, not to mention the abilities from the Lich and the Sven. This is going to give Ancient Apparition at least some value with his ultimate as far as canceling healing is concerned. Dropping that and cutting off the reactive armor stacks from regeneration is not bad. But for Infamous and their game plan, I'm really concerned. They again need to be able to snowball. That's like their entire basis of the draft. Snowball and get pickoffs around the map. But getting pickoffs on these heroes for SG is just so hard. Because they do have like pretty much all the answers and all the armor in the world. So Infamous, what do they need to do? Kill off Laposa a couple times in lane, that's feasible. Killing off ADR is almost impossible. So maybe not that. It does seem like the success has to come from that top lane. Stinger as well. On the Bounty Hunter, usually that forward position is going to be the hero you look towards in order to gain a nice little edge if your draft is a little bit weaker in the early game. But the viable heroes to poke at are few and far between. Again, you're going up against a Timbersaw mid lane who is pretty much fully ungankable as a Bounty Hunter. Can't do much there. And you're also going up against a Sven who has armor. Batrider is again the only hero you can actually kind of abuse. Batrider drops a couple times. Still won't be perfect for Infamous, but it'll give them their best shot. SG can definitely absorb those losses and move forward, regardless of those picks. Quick sweep of who's going to be playing what, guys. Bardino, Lich, you got Theo on the Clockwork, Laposa, Batrider, and ADR on the Sven, all lining up nice and tidy. Fucking A is on the Timbersaw, currently going top lane right now. Stinger is going to be scouting him out as the Bounty. We got Leo style on that Quap. Ayano is on the Ancient Apparition, bottom lane. Got a Lifestealer here. And Pepita, Tear of the Nature's Prophet. This is going to be a very aggressive move here from SG. And this is going to be the most unexpected thing you could possibly think of as Infamous. If you're playing on the Infamous draft, you're feeling yourself because you have Ancient Apparition. Ancient Apparition, an absolute monster in these fights. You look at SG, Lich does not want to be doing this. Why are they actually doing this? Are they looking for Bounty Hunter? That's what they're doing here. They're just sweeping around for Bounty Hunter. I was thinking, like, actually going for a fight with a Lich is really dumb, because Lich is essentially a non-factor hero. Smoke is going to wear out naturally. 2-1. I think Stinger's a little bit too late. Yeah, he's just late. And Bardino already used the sacrifice, so he's already the highest level hero in the game. But that was an interesting move there from SG. Reservoir is still going to go down, and we have a little bit of a swap here. ADR on the Sven is going to be going mid lane. And it seems like they may have gotten the upper hand in this read because Pepita, the offlane player for Infamous, is sitting in the mid lane and the matchup is Sven. Now, Sven is a lot more gankable than a Timbersaw in the mid lane. You can just chip at him with the treants and kind of spam that out. The problem arises where there's a Lich arriving in the lane as well, and if you look at this top lane right now, Theo, just going to mess with Leo style and Neon as much as he can, and this is a really mechanized top lane for SG, but a lane that's really difficult to kill. Bottom lane, take a quick look at that. Laposa going to be going toe-to-toe with the Lifestealer. Should be fine, and oh, Courier, that's not good. We're going to Chilling Touch. Fucking A does have full reactive armor, and there goes the barriers. Theo's going to keep everyone safe. This bottom lane should be about as boring as it gets. This mid lane, though, is going to be interesting. Mid lane Nature's Prophet is something you don't see all that often. It is powerful in that you're able to control the lane. The problem is that it's really difficult to get kills on your opposition. It's pretty much impossible to get kills on your opposition most of the time. And also, if there's any rotations towards that mid lane as Nature's Prophet, you have very, very little to save yourself with. SG kind of greeting out here. The Sven, I feel like should be doing just fine in this top lane. But with this setup, they're really looking to just lock Pepita out of the game. I would assume the Lich is going to be camping out here as much as possible. Let's see what build ADR actually wants to go for. He may just go for a third point to Great Cleave. Or, put the second point to Great Cleave at level 3. Gonna cancel that Clarity, and Theo is going to grab the bounty. Stinger has actually no mana, but no offensive power here just yet. Timbersaw needs a few more levels. They're going to dust up, actually. Bardino's here. The Frost Blast, need right clicks, 2 more to land from the Lich, or 1 more from Theo at long range. Stinger, though, has boots. Dude's quick. He's going to get out of there. He'll be fine. ADR is going to go 1-1-1, so he's ready to kill off the pizza. But again, as a Sven, it's not really something you can do by yourself. With backup coming in the form of a Lich, that's going to be mostly irrelevant. Same thing with the Clockwork, unless Clock gets like the perfect angle. Coming from the back with the Hog block. Possible, but unlikely.
Tower is under attack.
In the meantime, Laposa, actually with 2 creep waves, pulled them into this camp, and then is going to kill the rest of them off with the Firefly. Slick moves here, knowing that there's really nothing that the enemy team can do to punish him with this setup lanes. ADR does have Warcry right now. He also does not have any anti-sprout measures. Oh no, he does. He has the Tango. He doesn't have any Quelling Blade, okay, guys? Jeez. ADR is going to walk out of there. Bardino can take a little bit of damage here as well. Pizza, failing to lose aggro, takes a couple of extra tower shots. Then will survive. I would imagine he's going to be getting a Quelling Blade. Okay, oh, jeez. Okay, that's not his. We'll see what's his in just a little bit. Quelling Blade and regen. Quelling Blade should be in his inventory until there is actually no other options. Overall, CS-wise, he's doing just fine. Renee on the top lane. Shadow Strike on him. Magic damage as well as a Sprout. One more shot will get the kill. First blood, in fact. For Pepita. Timbersaw, level 4. Quite invulnerable yet, and this is quite a bit of magic damage with a Chilling Touch. Does only have 1 point in the Timber Chain. The bottom lane, though, is trading almost perfectly evenly. Laposa is just camping out, running circles around this area. Pulling creeps is level 5, but levels the Lifestealer. He's exactly the same. Laposa now is Firefly once again. Clear the jungle, clear the enemy creeps, get every single one of them. Mostly. Looks like he got most of them, if not all of them. And the Lifestealer is powerful enough, and he's actually doing the same thing. He's powerful enough to get most of the right clicks out of the tower. His base damage is high enough, plus he has a Quelling Blade.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
This is like the most non-confrontational bottom line. Oh, this is bad though. Lifestealer miscalculated. He's gonna lose 2 creeps to the tower. Laposa just have Firefly in 3 seconds, but Cold Feet and Sprout will lock him in and get him killed. Slight miscalculation on both sides, I suppose.
Dead ringers.
Top lane now, Stinger calling up Cage versus Theo. 1 for 1. Not much damage coming out of this Timbersaw with this build. I mean, it is the right build to go for in this lane. If you're really going to get into a fight, it's going to be a little bit tough. Clockwork as well. Only level 2 doesn't have that much damage, especially when you compare it to level 4, level 3 on the enemy side. Or 3-1 for Infamous. Not looking too bad. Lich has been getting a lot of sacrifices out. Experience in the mid lane, again, is like dead even, despite that sacrifice swing. Bardinho moved up towards top lane for a little while, which is going to be getting the team a little bit of an EXP lead, pretty much no matter how you shake it. We can see with 2 kills deficit, not really going to matter that much for Infamous right now. Lich so far, I guess you could say ineffective, but Lich is actually doing some shenanigans in the jungle right now. Stacks are going to be made. Illusion from the Lich is going to be ganked. Got him. But this is just for the Sven down the line. There is no detection here on Theo.
The seeds of fortune.
Sven is going to look to clear this off soon. They can even give it to the Timbersaw. I don't really know if Infamous can clear this out themselves. Osa still doing this strat on the bottom lane. Level 7 now, 6 minutes in. An insane amount of experience here for the Bat Rider. Pretty safe as well. You know, until the Nature's Prophet comes in and kills you. Level 6, 101 on the Nature's Prophet. Pretty darn high. Oh, geez, the Lich has been busy down here as well. They got stacks on stacks. And they have Stinger moving in. Sentry's gonna drop. He's right on top of it. Oh no, poor Stinger. Even with the lasso committed, they're just gonna chop him down. And this is great for ADR because, I mean, he gets the kill. But he was gonna use God's Strength there anyway to clear out these creeps. So the fact that he's able to use it to clear out creeps and clear out enemy heroes, that's like a dream scenario right there. This is not a dream scenario though. Timbersaw, 15 stacks of reactive armor plus no mana. One more jump scream. Queen of Pain's doing like literally no damage here, but here comes Nature's Prophet. Blightstone will help out quite a bit. And they'll get the kill. Bottom lane. Oh, what are you doing here, Greevil? Gotta get out. 50 HP, he'll live. Saposa again being super annoying with this Firefly plays, but is actually gonna run out. Is he dead now? Straight TP to the Shuriken? There is. So Leposa, I think he's even gonna get frozen in place. He's gonna get sniped. Wow! Overconfidence from the SG side. They are going to immediately smoke. I believe that may have been under obs. AA was in a safe spot, but Bounty might have been spotted in these kind of angles here. Gonna block a ancient stack. Bardinho actually gonna see the bounty hunter, so he's gonna know that it's not blocked by wards, at least not yet. VG.R staring down the barrel of that Mask of Madness. He's got pretty highly stacked on jungle, no ancients here. But this Sven is going to be an absolute juggernaut moving forward. God Strength, more farm. Unfortunately, the Courier doesn't have the Mask of Madness yet. That feels bad. My efficiency, my clearing speed. Courier, please. Now he's gonna once again wander over and walk right by because the dust was really late. He does have 10 stick charges, but oh, there's gonna be a stomp here for the Centaur. It's not gonna help him. This is gonna hurt Theo a little bit more. Feels bad, man. Bottom lane though, Pizza moved out, giving that mid lane towards the Ancient Apparition, gunning for that level 6 mark. Lich will also take the reins in mid lane. Pizza moving out of that mid lane is really, really good for the team. He can set up kills, he can set up push plays. Got the maxed out experience right now. Plus that Blightstone, of course. Slowly grind down this tower. Leposa tries it. Not quite. In the meantime, Sven does clean out his stacks, and that's actually going to give him these power treads completed. Yeah, that's power treads. Oh, they scan and dust. They see Stinger. Warcry. A bit more movement speed. There's a Chain Frost. No, there's no Chain Frost, just a Frost Blast. They have full vision of him, but they have to be careful not to chase too far because there is a Nature's Prophet in the game right now. Is going to teleport in, but he doesn't have much vision. Although with Leo style and the fact that they're infested, oh, they're going to get destroyed by the Chain Frost, though. Well, it's going to bounce up and then bounce back towards the Lifestealer. Pita lost a lot of HP from that one, but fucking A, moving in is really weak here in the mid lane. Not many trees, not many options. The stun goes off on the Queen of Pain, does very little, and they will lose nothing to that. Chain Frost looking very dangerous, but not quite powerful enough since that was really the only tool that was used there. Great, we got another pause. Just what I wanted to see. The Clockwork, unfortunately, couldn't find anyone. No Bat Rider rotating in. Timbersaw is really powerful if that fight happened on the bottom lane or the top lane. Yeah, he would have been able to clean house, but, like, once the enemies get right here, you can't do anything as the Timbersaw. There's just... You have 3 points in Timber Chain, and that does literally nothing for you. A daring play, to be sure, from the Infamous side. But it is going to start them off on their pick-off style. Babita has already had a lot of action there. Lifestealer now with his armlet and phase completed. Gonna get pretty much the timing that he wants. Right now, as long as he's able to tempo out, keep farming on occasion. Keep using those infests. Also have this Queen of Pain who pretty much wants to do the exact same thing except with Sonic Wave. Just have it Arcane Ruined if she wants it. Isn't an incredibly high level right now. Level 6. Against level 9. I guess that's where the Lich advantage went. Mid lane was fairly even until Sven killed off like 30 neutral. SG is their experience lead. Oh, yeah. There's your experience lead. Now, Infamous did get around this deficit just by bringing in more guys. But, even though Infamous are ahead in golds, Lich, you can see, gonna have your mana. Gonna have your levels as well. You aren't really quite ready to capitalize off of that, though. They may be a higher level, but they're not at a higher level on the heroes that really matter right now, mostly this Clockwork, so starting a fight is going to be difficult. Having additional farm on Leposa is, at this point, more important than extra levels, as he just doesn't have that initiation just yet. He's going to get there soon, as will the Sven. I mean, given the rate of Sven's farm, with that Mask of Madness, with the Great Cleave, Blink Daggers, once they come up on SG, that's when they're really going to look to abuse their level advantage. Actually a remarkably low level on Leo. 1, 0, and 3. Yet still, the Timbersaw has a massive experience lead on her. Feels Lich, man. I guess on the other end, there's still none of these big ultimates. Only level 4 Bounty Hunter so far has not really done a lot. This is not bad for level 10, but for sure is not where you want to be. Hey, we're back. We're gonna have a game. I wonder if the Lich... There were 3 heroes there. Immunity, Lifestealer, Raged Up Lifestealer does take bounces but doesn't take damage. Give me another Chain Frost soon. Pull through Sacrifice. Expect the Lich to probably keep it at this level. I mean, you get the reduced cooldown. The health conversion is mostly irrelevant. And opt for instead a little more ice armor moving forward. We'll see though. We really need level 6 on Theo. The ability to start fights on this Nature's Prophet, or at least control him. Be able to get into the engagements is going to be very important. And he's hurting for gold right now. So is the Lich. Poor city over here, the slums of SG.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
VG.R though, clearing out the Ancients, has been able to do that very consistently. Clearing out pretty much everything here on this bottom jungle. We go over in for a second pass. They're giving, again, valuable experience time for Theo. Still top lane, fucking A is just camping out here. Got Soul Ring, but no Bloodstone build up here. Interesting to see. Bountiful. I think Bloodstone is item to definitely be getting. Blast will connect. Nature's Prophet is going to teleport in, but there's a Boiling Death here, so nice Sprout, bro. Does about nothing. A lot of heroes being pushed up to the top lane to get not much done on this Timbersaw. Pretty costly. In the meantime, bottom lane, Bardino's camping out here. The push power of Lich is, yeah, not exactly something to write home about. It looks like with this rotation, they don't exactly get what they want. But they do get the tower, and that is huge with this type of lineup. Again, if you're looking for pickoffs, you need that map control. Map control, especially with Nature's Prophet and Lifestealer, just gives you more options. Speaking of options, level 6 is here on Theo. Level 3, Battery Assault, and Stinger is just panicking. Cogs do run out, and now he's going to try to go in towards Roche, but Dust at the last minute gets the kill by himself, and that is the difference of a level 5 Clockwork and a level 6 Clockwork right there. Looks like Batrider was able to pick up a Blink Dagger in the meantime. It was an even tower trade on both ends as the powerhouse pushing duo of Lich Batrider strike again. Looks like actually Sven came in as well. But we have not one Blink Dagger, but 2 Blink Daggers at around the same time. That is a huge timing for SG. A little smoke up. ADR is just short of that blink. This is potentially risky, but in a squad this large with Chain Frost, the odds of them losing a fight here really, really slim. Like, first of all, Infamous has to be grouped up. Second of all, they have to be at the right place at the right time. Though Stinger is going to get dusted. Blink forward, lasso. They got the bounty, and now here comes the God Strength. They're going to put up the cogs, separating the Queen of Pain and the Lifestealer. But Theo is not durable enough here. It will be a 1-for-1 trade. Fairly even one. Killing off the Bounty Hunter first, though, keeps him from that level 6 mark. Top lane in the meantime, fucking A is just playing his own game. Timbersaw V3s. That's going to give that Sven the Blink Dagger. Fucking A's just going to wander in. He's like, disable me, bros. Try it. Maybe get frozen. No, it was just out of range. Bosa does have that Blink Dagger, but not have a lasso. Fucking A on the front lines is... He knows that there's no threat here. Ice Blast is going to land, but here comes a 2-man hook shot into a 2-man cogs. The Queen of Pain will blink out of there, but unfortunately the AA has no such luxury. He'll bump back Stinger towards the Battery Assault, and with the Firefly and Battery Assault dots, kill off 2. Only in support, but still, that is a pretty nice game there for SG. Plus, they stop all that pressure towards the tower. Maybe even picking off a tower of their own. Doesn't seem like they're going to commit to it. Then in the meantime, though, trying to split push out. It seems like the split push from SG actually is slightly more annoying than the side of Infamous, though they do have a Nature's Prophet. It is, again, as I mentioned earlier, not a safe game to be a Nature's Prophet. Like, he's been doing pretty well to rotate in onto the action. As long as you know, don't teleport into the middle of things, you should be fine. But as far as split push is concerned, Clockwork at this point, I believe, can solo kill the Nature's Prophet. Maybe not. If he has Treants available to summon, then the Clockwork cannot get the kill, but if he doesn't, he just uses them, then Battery Assault and the Nature's Prophet will get the kill, even though Clockwork is massively behind level-wise.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Batrider and Sven can all do very similar things, so Nature's Prophet is forced into this kind of fighty build. He's starting to build up some serious DPS here. Here, though, pushing forward, it is going to be Bardinho caught in the front lines right now. Chain Frost is going to be cast for 1 bounce. Got him. The rest of the allies for SG, though, not quite in position to go in there. Lose a Lich. That is going to give Bounty Hunter that crucial level 6 mark. And SG do know about that. Not much you could really do to play around track. Like, once you see it coming, just have to accept that fact. It's going to get Infamous a little bit more momentum here. And it seems like with that track, they're going to, first of all, blow a smoke. Yes, Val chuck a dagger onto fucking A, but fucking A with his build of a delayed Bloodstone into Hood. Oh, Ayano is going to sidestep the hook shot. That actually might be good for Theo. I'm not really sure if he could survive that. So there's a surprise waiting here in the form of a Lifestealer, but Ice Blast. Theo, don't walk into that. He's dead, with Scream coming in as well. Dealt with very quickly, and that is a track kill. First one of the game for Infamous. ADR, though, Ray took out the Nature's Prophet, it looked like. Died elsewhere. Lifestealer's going to try to kill off ADR. Got to get out of that Cold Feet range. And now he's just going to man-fight the Lifestealer. The Warcry is wearing out soon, and it looks like he will be taken down. Fucking just doesn't have enough damage here. He doesn't have the survivability armor either, because no one's hitting him. Here comes the Bat Rider. We'll drop a Flame Break onto a couple of heroes, but now it's slowed down. Gonna try to TP out of here, and it won't be enough. SG lose a lot of heroes because they go in one at a time. Pizza now back from the dead is gonna bring a couple of goons in. Just go to work on this tower. Desolator and the Lifestealer is up, and looks like Bardinho is just chilling here. Makane is back, but again, these fights taking place in the worst spot for a Timbersaw. In this area, there's only one direction you can really go in. So his mobility is severely lacking. The fact that SG came in one at a time, also not fantastic. Now with the kill lead, with that gold lead, should still be behind in experience. We can see SG not really leveraging their experience lead as much as they would really like. A little bit of a sloppy engagement here for the Dire. So he is very powerful right now, but he's just being ignored. Again, if any of these fights happen like in the jungle or in a lane that's not mid lane, it could be going a lot better. This is gonna be pretty bad for Theo. Cogs available, will wall off the Lifestealer, but he's gonna stay in front and just claw him down. Couldn't even hookshot out of there. Easy kills.
Go for my master.
He's gonna give Infamous a lot more space around the map. They have a Sonic Wave, another Infest in 35 seconds. So far, this Sven farming a lot. Doesn't have that BKB yet. Not quite ready to fight. Also, the chain used here. Obviously, no chain here. It does seem like SG perhaps might be going a little bit too slow and steady. If they're able to get, more farm on a Timbersaw and a Bat Rider, I can see this working out for them. They're not even farming that quickly on those heroes. I guess to be fair, Pepita is also falling behind in farm as well. A lot more so than you would expect from a Nature's Prophet. The Nature's Prophet net worth is not supposed to be down here. Smoke. Smoke will run into smoke here, and with Wrath of Nature, Theo will know something's amiss. Fortunately for Infamous, not going to get anything done here. They were looking for that Sven. Everyone going to teleport back. Everyone will be fine. A though has no mana, and he's still going out. That's disrespect right there. And he is going to absorb the hookshot from Theo and then die. And then Theo is also going to die with the Sonic Wave. Sven in the meantime is farming. What? Really? He had no mana. Why? I mean, I guess you don't expect the enemies to all be there, but you know that's their game plan. That is like the entire draft of Infamous. They're designed to do exactly that. Just pick off heroes who are in dumb places. And he's tanky with this Vit Booster and the Hood, but if your reactive armor is actually going to work, it requires lots of things to attack you. And with just heroes there for Infamous, no creeps, like, he got what, like a max like 4 stacks of reactive armor before he died? Keep in mind that this is against Desolator, and the base armor of Timbersaw is very low to compensate for his passive, so took so much damage from that Lifestealer. Blast. Almost hits onto everyone. Dead hits onto no one. Still, we haven't really seen this Sven show up to play. Does have quite a bit of threat now. No Echo Saber, but still with his BKB, just looking to get those big smashy engagements going. Infamous group up. Chance they just get wiped by the Sven. With this type of draft, the chances of them grouping up is so low. Like, Lifestealer will group up with whoever's he's infested with. Quap and Nature's Prophet will be most likely on the very, very outskirts of those fights. Probably, at least in theory, in opposite sides of that fight. Like, if a fight happens here, you have a Nature's Prophet here and a Queen of Pain here. So it's like, how do you actually reconcile that? How do you use Cleave? Bosa does have a lasso. Not used it for a very long time. Smoke. Not going to break just yet, and if they jump in, they will find a Bounty Hunter. The Bounty Hunter with a nasty surprise inside. They may not know it because Lifestealer is going to pop out, but he's not able to save the Bounty Hunter from that damage over time. They will also shred Leo style as they hook shot in. Never mind, no, just blink in with the Sven. Now they caught 2 in the gauge, and the Sven just beating his way in, just wants to get those kills going. Timbersaw fighting in a place where he can actually Timber Chain forward. They'll stun up the Lifestealer and take him down as well. Double kill for ADR. And a 4 kill for the team as SG lose nothing. Queen of Pain, Orchid, no armor, no chance up against that DPS from the Sven. And that's what happens when the Sven shows up to play. Sven does not play nice. ADR is not a nice guy. He will kill you. He will not think twice about it. I mean, he might be a nice guy. I don't know. I haven't met him. That's not what I mean. He's not a nice Sven. He's an angry Sven. He has anger issues. Trying to work him out in therapy, but, you know, it takes time, guys. Blast not going to see Jack. So, that's the ADR. Does it matter? For SG, they used the lasso. Tool they haven't used in a very long time. The Lifestealer. Also struggling to actually catch up to that Batrider simply because of this big item 4-step. Right up against that Lifestealer. Right up against the AA as well. Get a clean initiation and they clean house. For Infamous, this shouldn't deter them too much. It might get in their head. Who knows? But if all goes well in their minds, they should keep up with their game plan because they really don't have any backup here. Lifestealer with his build, pretty much all in at this stage. He hasn't gone for any farm acceleration. He has to just keep on getting those kills. As a whole, oh my god. Poor Stinger, don't stand there, man. Don't stand there. Huh. Okay. Sometimes you gotta get gold.
Radiant's bottom tower
Trying to build in towards a Glimmer Cape, I imagine. An expensive item for a Lich. Fortunately for Lich, the GPM count is all the way at 20. I mean, I guess Lich gets more experience than some other heroes, but... Another lasso available. I want to see SG use it. For Infamous, they are infested. They were infested a little while ago. Find anyone.
worthy tribute.
You though are just waiting for someone to pounce on. Bounty Hunter. You really want to use God Strength for the Bounty Hunter. Oh, you'll use it on Leo style pretty happily. Jump in, hammer. Damage from the Sven and the Timbersaw. What? How did that miss? It doesn't matter because the Queen of Pain blinked into that spot, so didn't have to get out. But that Timber Chain, how did that not work? Either way, Queen of Pain gonna go down, push on the top lane with a Desolator Life, so it'll be pretty quick. Mid lane push from SG is not gonna be all that powerful. All back, all tracked up. Way too much risk there. ADR doing some pretty serious damage. Got that crit going. Gonna turn into a Bloodthorn, so have fun with that. Nature's Prophet, Queen of Pain. They do each have an Orchid, but Orchid is not all that good up against BKB on Sven. Timbersaw will be stopped pretty cold by that for now, but Yule Scepter is coming out soon, so he'll have an answer. Plus, he's also just incredibly bulky, so even if you do Orchid him, there's no guarantee you get the kill. You just stop him from being a threat for a little while. King Frost is back up from Lich. He's gonna waste no time farming with it. Dude. Gets all the creeps, except for the siege creep. Value? This is what you gotta do to get yourself up from the bottom spot in the net worth chart. Drastic measures must be made. Still another lasso here on SG. Clearly they don't need the lasso every single time to get these kills, but still, you're sitting on this asset for now a really long time. There's nothing really prohibitive about jumping with a lasso. Sometimes you're up against a Global Silence or a Chronosphere, something like that, or like a Shaker Echo Slam, and then you're like, well, I really don't want to go in for the lasso, so I'll wait. In this game, though, there's really nothing. Still farming up a Storm, at least at least as much as the Batrider can farm. Doing what he can in this bottom lane. Yule Scepter now up. Another Orchid answer for the SG side.
For the dead.
Also just good at dealing with the life stealer, just a fire forget tool, or really anyone. Very high value item in this game. You'll purge yourself of a lot of things. Keep these relevant damage dealers off your back for a little while.
Do it with flair.
So SG, just looking to control the map here, just looking for an opportunity. Vita does have the Shadow Blade, has shown it off for quite a while now. SG, not making any moves, but to be fair, neither are infamous. The Bounty Hunter with Track, with the Life Stealer Infest. You are feeling comfortable and confident about your game. You'll be going out and looking for kills, but clearly they aren't, so clearly they don't. They are going to maybe set up for fucking A, but it's going to be tough. He does have that Yule Scepter, and the Sprout is there. He'll purge that off, and the backup is coming in from Theo. Traps the Nature's Prophet in with the Chakram. The damage pass through with the Timber Chain. Pita is going to go down here. May cost him the Clockwork. Should be an okay trade, though, especially since they have backup coming in. Stinger. He's going to go Invis. Dust is here from the Bat Rider. Has a 4-staff lasso or Yule's. Will opt for the 4-staff lasso. The Orchid comes in too late. Doesn't get any spells off, but who cares? He has backup. The backup is his spell. Still in the bottom lane, trying to split push, trying to trade. Not going to be able to do it. In the meantime, ADR does arrive. The Mask of Madness is going to make short work of that tower. And then bounce out to maybe even go for that Life Stealer. Did he infest? No, he teleported it out. Lich is going to be safe on this top lane as well, it looks like. That is SG. Using their gank tools. Haven't really seen these being used all that much this game. Man, they are powerful when they go in, though. And now the Bloodthorn is up on the Sven. He's level 22 also. With Frost Armor is incredibly bulky, not to mention the Warcry. Time for another ninja play. Smoke up. Not spotted by the Radiant. Stinger looks like he will be the one, if anyone is going to, blow the smoke. Dust check. You don't need dust when you have a gem. Don't know that he's there yet, but if he decides to track up this Timbersaw, immediately they'll know he's there. Immediately he'll die. ADR, though, is going to ignore all of that, and he's going to wander right in. Wrong neighborhood, Bounty. Wrong neighborhood. He's dead. Nature's Prophet, though, cutting the creep wave. There is still a creep wave here, and with Sven's damage output, should still be able to take down the tower. Pita, this is a delay tactic. He's going to mess with SG, but not really affect them in any meaningful way. Now the Life Stealer. Oh, this is really bad. There's a hook shot here. There's a Yule's. He's wandering into, again, the wrong neighborhood. Cogs go up with the Rage. He'll get canceled with the hook shot. Theo taking a lot of damage here, but will survive. Now the Bat Rider's coming in. They do have a lasso or a Yule Scepter. They have a hammer. They have everything they could possibly want. And I'm sorry, Life Stealer, but you are, in fact, not Nature's Prophet. Power will even be denied as SG are going to clean up 2 heroes now. Including the ever-valuable Life Stealer on the other end.
Worthy tribute.
The lasso is up. Hookshot doesn't have a super long cooldown. Level 2. ADR. He is gonna disrespect the Infamous tower and the entire Infamous team. Oh, Laposa. Really, they just stood still against that. It is nighttime, so not much regular vision from Bat Rider. Vision range. Creep coming in, and with the catapult, we'll be able to take down this tower, probably. SG are actually all falling back right now. Tower will be killed off by the catapult. The Ice Blast does fly in towards Roche, will kill ADR. Killer is back, though, so SG gotta hit the brakes and look for a foolish Infamous hero to pick off in just a little bit. They can set up for Roche, but it is really dangerous right now. They need to pick off if they're going to go for that. And Infamous, they just have to infest onto someone. But I'm in pain with this Orchid. Nature's Prophet with this Orchid. Not even Orchid, Bloodthorn. Still finding very few opportunities to get kills on heroes like Lich or Bat Rider or Clockwork. At this point, since SG are all grouped up, your game plan of getting pickoffs is just damn near impossible to execute. Any pickoff you think you may be running into will suddenly be a trillion heroes. Prophet. Go the right way with the Shadow Blade. Gemma's on the Bat Rider still, so you can't pick off these SG heroes when they're like this. It's just not feasible. You may get one of them, but you will not be able to win the team fight afterwards unless you make a clean retreat with like 4 stabs and stuff like that, but they have 0 4 stabs, so yeah, it's not going to happen. Uh-oh, Lifestealer. Rage TP is not a viable way to leave because there's Lasso, and also there's no TP. Posa, he's pretty quick with that Yule Scepter. Day Vision now. They will grab him. He does get the Rage off. Will block a little bit of this damage. Does seem like he has to fight his way out of this, though. Where's the backup coming in for SG? Hookshot will whiff on the side. Frost Blast is here. Chain Frost as well. And they got him as the Sven comes in with the hammer. They also have another target, perhaps in the form of Stinger. There's no more CC here unless they go in the base. Yule Scepter is going to keep him from his allies. Burst damage? Well, they're just going to slowly kill him. Eventually, they'll kill him, right? There you go. The rest of the infamous heroes as far away from that mess as possible. Mid lane will be defended here, at least kind of defended by the clockwork. It's going to be yet another 2 kill for SG, starting to rack up some serious advantage now. Still see Infamous. This is a less than ideal way of playing the game right now. It's the luxury they have, and it can buy them quite a bit of time. But it does feel like it's only going to be them with borrowed time as SG are starting to get soon to be an insurmountable lead. It really depends on how well this Aegis play goes. First Roshan of the game, easily cleaned up by SG. Did he just 2-shot Ancients? I guess he had God Strength on. Makes sense. Here's the point in the game where SG, if they get a pick-off, and it seems like that has been pretty realistic, they will be able to go in for a Rax play. It's Aegis on the Sven. Clearly, they don't really have much respect for these towers anyway. They just dove in the enemy base. VG.R is pretty swole right now. BKB travels picked up. Is going to have to ditch the Quelling Blades, so we may have some Sprout issues. Pizza is going to try to book it because of Bat Rider and also a Sven. Yeah, that's some serious damage right there. Picked off the Rat, and they will see the Lifestealer. There's no more Force Staff here on Theo, so he's just going to die. Lifestealer still does a lot of damage if he can find a target. Actually be on the offensive. His build is barely Glass Cannon. Going to be slightly better once he gets this Lincoln Sphere, but still not going to be entirely clean. There are quite a few trash spells that SG can throw into that. Frost Blast probably being the biggest one. There's a Force Staff also, and Yule's on the Lifestealer on the Bat Rider. So Lincoln Sphere can be really good, but not going to be an end-all safety item. Still farming. Prophet doing the same, but doesn't seem like their farm is nearly as effective as the farm on ADR. Timbersaw as well. A little bit quieter in this game perhaps than some others, despite going, all the way into the enemy base before. Still Shiva's guard is up. Good answer to the split push. Aghanim Scepter. Perhaps an even better answer to that. Just waiting for the TP out. If he shows himself, it may just be an instant response since the SG crew are really intent on hunting down this Nature's Prophet. He'll get out though. Game of whack-a-mole that miss. No way of winning because they're the moles. Not really sure why they're all being whacked. You would think they would just relocate if hammer is really a problem. They have no map control right now. Infamous are not farming at all. They're not getting any track kills. Their gold income with no Midases or anything like that has all but stopped on pretty much everyone except for Nature's Prophet. Going for these type of plays, teleporting out, killing a creep wave, Wrath of Naturing for some extra cash. Probably going to push him above the Lifestealer net worth. is not exactly a game-winning state. In this scenario, SG are getting every single creep wave. As the map shrinks, Infamous will be more and more vulnerable to plays such as a lasso or a hook shot. Prophet right now can teleport back. Will most likely try to go towards the bottom lane, but there are anti-tinker wards on the bottom lane. Fucking A is just slowly but surely whacking down that tower. Yule Scepter will clean him of everything. Shadow Strike and Open Wounds. There we go. Jump in. Jump in, Yules. Got him. Fucking A doesn't do a lot of damage here. In fact, he doesn't really do any damage. But he doesn't take any damage either. There's no more creep wave coming in because of Nature's Prophet, so it looks like they need a different plan. Looks like their plan is to do the exact same thing in mid. He's literally taking no damage here. Hogs will bump them back. Here comes the Timbersaw. On top of the Life Stealer, kind of far away from his allies, but with the Rage, we'll get back to safety. Nature's Prophet on the bottom lane, still trying to just annoy them. But Sven has had enough. Sven has, again, anger issues. He's going to start tearing down the structures. Sphere gets popped in on the Life Stealer and now pulled out of his base. Rage is still up, so he's not taking any damage just yet. ADR can throw in a Storm Hammer. And now here comes the crit. Force Staff out. Gonna keep him safe. ADR still has the Aegis. BKB, though, is starting to run thin on him. He's going to back out. Chain Frost will drive them away. They're going to try to make the retreat. Leposa will Yule's off that Open Wounds once again. Now focusing onto the Timbersaw, taking, again, pretty much no damage. More Chakrams will return. They'll isolate the Sven, actually. With no God Strength, he's going to try to TP out. Are you serious? If they are not going to be able to get away with the Sven. They get Leposa as well? It's like, no. SG go a little bit too far, but unfortunately can't really make that big bang of initiation that they really would want. Jump in, Blink Dagger with the Sven, Hammer, and then instantly kill someone. Kind of a mishmash of initiation styles there for SG. Giving Infamous 2 really nice kills. That Cold Swing is substantial. I think both of those were track kills as well, so... Money, money. Ben is down for a minute. Let's see what Infamous can do with this. Alright, going out on the map, actually getting some gold, which is really nice for them. Not sure if this is entirely sustainable, though. The more overconfident Infamous get, the more likely it is for them to just instantly lose the game off of the big team fight. They are in that much of a precarious situation right now. What you get next for this Timbersaw? Pipe, probably. But Yule Scepter to clean himself of that Cold Feet, the Shadow Strike, and the Open Wounds. Pretty powerful effect. This Timbersaw is actually just almost 6-slotted. Ben as well is almost 6-slotted. A Mask of Madness is going to be upgraded eventually. Swap is... Get out of there. Got a Butterfly pickup for Sven. Good amount of attack speed there. Better than AC. Gives you the Flutter. Gives you some evasion, but it's comparable, I would say. You know, wait and hope that there's a Nature's Prophet to teleport in. That Nature's Prophet teleporting in, it is. He's been teleporting around top of the bounty runes, and so far is successful. He shows his face. There's a very angry Sven there. You're just waiting. At a certain point, like, enough creep waves pass you that you're like, screw it, I'm just gonna get the farm. It seems like right now it's about that point. Hyperstone, Hop of the Butterfly, jeez. The Mask of Madness gives you a lot of attack speed, but so does this. Pretty much has permanent Mask of Madness on. No lifesteal, though. If you look at this build, you would not expect this to be on a strength hero. This is like a Mark build or something like that. start taking down shrines. Again, the map is starting to close in on Infamous. Have gotten only a little bit of gold here. Everyone but Pepito is still getting some pretty cash. SG are looking to get right back on the horse. They will lock down the map as much as they can, look for pickoffs. If they can go for a push, great. If they can't, just wait for Roche. That's the backup plan there. Odds are it will be scouted. I'm not really sure if Infamous are powerful enough right now. Push outside their base and contest a Roche. It won't really be like the fastest for SG unless they use God Strength. You see the Lifestealer, and he is kind of isolated. River's gonna see no protection, and they will start dragging him back towards ADR. 1, 2, 3, 4 shots! And he's down for the count. You also see a couple heroes blink out to the side. Everyone else from Infamous going to retreat back into their base. Lifestealer does have a buyback here. Sven has no more God Strength. We have detection for Stinger. Oh, he's gonna get hexed up first thing. Force Staff out is gonna keep him just fine. Theo's Pog's gonna put a wall in between this fight, but still the Queen of Pain gonna give chase. Sonic Wave takes down the Clockwork. If they chase too far, this could be pretty dangerous. More Chakrams will fly. Lich actually gonna get out of there somehow. It feels like the Shuriken Toss was in range, but I guess not. ADR has no more God Strength here. There's no Clockwork for 30 seconds. Roche is just going to be up in 10. So we'll move in and be a Bat Rider Flame Trail. Really do much here. Bat Rider sees absolutely everything. He does have that True Sight still. He does have some pretty powerful backups. Sven, even without God Strength, does quite a bit of damage with this build. He's gone for very low strength, which means that God Strength doesn't amplify his damage that much. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. It means you're a little more consistent when you have no God Strength, but it also means that you don't get as much damage from God Strength. It's back up. Not the longest cooldown in the world. Clockwork's back as well. Sean is up. Getting a handful of kills, forcing out a buyback on the Lifestealer is big game. Right now, though, they just have to try to make sure to deal with this Nature's Prophet. Blair will, oh god, get some serious cash. Feels good, man. Again, the only way that the Roshan goes really cleanly for SG is if they utilize that God Strength. ADR is going to go ahead and just jump right in. Yeah, you know, hitting for 1,000 each hit, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Gonna place that Hyperstone. Oh, they found Nature's Prophet on the bottom lane. Gets sheeped up by the Timbersaw. Looks like he was the one to pick it up. And now, killing off the Nature's Prophet at the exact same time, killing off Roche. That's Aegis and Cheese. And maybe even a little bit more. Leo style is going to be spotted on the retreat, but I don't think they can really make a play here. It's a Quap. You're not going to catch her. Even if you do catch her, she has a BKB. They sheep to cancel the Lincolns and then Yules. Good try, I guess. Nature's Prophet actually just now gets a buyback. I was going to say, with no buyback, will make things really easy for SG. Their plan was pretty simple and straightforward to begin with. You have an Aegis, you have a Cheese, and you have an Angry Sven, so you might as well go push with it. No split push to deal with just yet. Prophet can rejoin the fight. He is still an absolute powerhouse in these engagements. Cheap Stick, as well as that Bloodthorn. A lot of extra damage. You're not going to be able to challenge a Sven unless you kill him within the duration of that Sheep Stick. And that's difficult, man. You know you're wealthy when you have an Assault Cuirass in your backpack. Uh-oh. Grab Stinger. Pushed him right back towards the Sven. Already God Strength prepped and ready. Immediately he's going to buy back. And that's not the most valuable kill to take here. They need to force staff this Sven out, though he does have BKB. He'll just pop it and actually just go straight for the racks. He doesn't give a shit about anyone right now. He's just going in, man. The Sprout will once again go up, but he still is in range of killing off that structure. Shuriken will bounce through, and now Sven perhaps a little bit of trouble. The Chakrams will make quite a nice wall here. They'll try to escape, although they will also settle for a Stinger kill if they can get it. Chain Frost still available. They already took down melee racks, so there's not really any point in sticking around without the God Strength. You might as well back up. Wait for another 40 seconds, and then go in again for round 2. Still have the Aegis, still have the cheese. Mate, who's this Lich though? Leposa has Force Staff, has Blink. He doesn't have a lasso just yet. Pizza is going to get Yuled up, and now there's a double Chakram. He's not going anywhere anytime soon. Torn apart by the Sven. And also, they caught up to Stinger. There is Napalm. There is a lasso and a Sheep Stick. He just bought back. And he's going to enter the grave one more time. This is not good. Not good at all. I mean, Bounty Hunter isn't really the most relevant hero for Infamous. But at this point, they need absolutely everyone. The Sven with no lifesteal. Not really sure if it's worth popping God Strength to go in. Need to make sure you get rid of this Lincoln Sphere effect on the good fate. Oh, hookshot stuns 2 heroes. Ends up killing off the Ancient Apparition. Leo style will isolate the Clockwork, and they may be able to bring him down, but it's a Clockwork. Big, who cares? They can't even kill him off? Really? Jump in Scream is going to take that kill. ADR now with another Storm Hammer onto Leo style. Can't quite get it off. He gets sheeped up firsthand. And now the Lights there almost killing off ADR. He is going to take down just that first life, and he's going to pop right back up with a freaking Assault Cuirass, so good luck dealing with that. The support's already down on the Infamous side, and fucking A is just moving in once more. Sheepstick out, Chakram Blades flying every which way. And Sven has his eyes set on the prize. He'll grab the racks, and now Retreat. Pepita does have a Sprout and a Sheepstick. Not willing to go forward enough. Lifestealer will go forward, and then Patrol, or something, whatever the hell that was. But again, for SG, you do walk in, you do take melee racks. You walk away with your God Strength on cooldown. This is textbook play from SG. Do they have the cheese still? Yes, they do. Ben is actually almost to a point where he can afford moon shards, so he'll get his attack speed, man. You can't stop this guy from getting attack speed. There's also the problem, like, I keep on mentioning the Sven and how powerful he is, and don't get me wrong, he is really, really powerful, but also this Timbersaw is in this game, and I'm not really sure how they kill this Timbersaw. Ice Blast can only get you so far. I don't think Lifestealer can actually kill off Timbersaw within any reasonable time frame. They have a Shadow Blade on the Nature's Prophet, but it is not upgraded to that Silver Edge, so they don't have a break effect on that Timber, so reactive armor still going to be fully effective. ADR is just waiting for Nature's Prophet. Are you gonna do it, Pepita? What's the play? Play is to sit here and dance. It's not a bad play. You can dance if you want to. You can leave your friends behind. Eventually, though, he's gonna go for it. ADR is waiting. So is Leposa. They're just waiting for Pizza right now. And Pizza is just enjoying himself in his base. You know, getting no gold, but not dying. Do it. Don't do it, Pepita. Don't teleport in for that bounty rune. It's a bad idea. I know he's going to teleport out, and I know I'm going to miss it. Don't do it, bro. The enemy is aware of your shenanigans. Well, now Sven's going to arrive. Everyone at SG going to show up. Man, I kind of wanted that to work, because that would have just been hilarious to me. Nothing better than surprise mother plays. ADR. Let's have a Blink, Hammer, and Bloodthorn. Style, oh, it's not gonna be Lil Style, it's gonna be Stinger. My god, this poor Bounty Hunter, the Ice Blast, is gonna chill the Timbersaw, but ADR, once again, eyes on the prize. He's gonna get cheaped up, and he will be fine versus the Sprout. Jumping towards the back line now. Bardino not gonna straight up die, will die to the Sonic Wave, but they're both calling the cogs. In the meantime, the rest of SG are kind of frozen in the base. They will isolate and catch the lights of their double Chakram. Big crits. And still, they're just chasing after a simple Clockwork who's gonna whiff his hook shot, or land it onto creeps for farming efficiency. They pull out a buyback on the Lifestealer. No God Strength for another 50 seconds. Are they going to fall back one more time? Pushing the issue is possible, but not really worth the risk. Top lane, Rack just fell. Bottom lane is being pushed. Nature's Prophet will deal with that. SG are just making themselves at home. Seconds though, and then SG will be willing to go back in. They while they're waiting, might as well wait for the Lich. Like, he has a Force Staff, he has a Glimmer. He also has that Ice Armor. Probably makes him the most valuable. Wait for that Ice Armor.
Gold.
They're not really in any rush. Pizza is gonna find an opportunity to sneak out. Everyone else, they cannot afford to leave the safety of their base. And I use the word safety quite liberally. Because standing in your base clearly is not safe enough for someone like a bounty hunter. Lich is coming back. Got Moon Shards on Sven, including that Arcane Rune. Slightly lower cooldown, more consistency on that God Strength. He is ready to go. Echo Shell will get rid of the Orchid effect. Soul Burn, I think. Oh, baby. And he's going to jump right in. Through all you guys, he's going for Raxes, although we'll get cheaped up. Force Staff away from the Lifestealer, who again is struggling to actually hit anyone relevant. Now ADR lands the hammer onto the Quap, hits it with the hookshot as well, and they will take her down. And the Rax as well. ADR is kind of stuck here. The rest of the team, though, gonna drag Ayano out of his own base. Batrider should be able to deal with this by himself. Stormhammer will seal the deal. Lifestealer is back. He's again trying to go for ADR, who does not have another God Strength for another 30 seconds. Operation saving Sven is going to be a failure. Sonic Wave does cut through. Chain Frost now thrown out. Will do really little, but Sven is going to return to this fight, and they will isolate Leo style. Doesn't have any more protection here. Needs to get rid of this silence somehow, but he's already dead. 120 seconds down. That's 2 minutes. In the grave with no buyback. No Quap. I don't know if Nature's Prophet and Lifestealer can hold this. They're actually only one building away from Megas. The rest of the other lanes were cleaned out by themselves. Nature's Prophet gonna buy out. ADR is gonna put up another God Strength. In the front lines, Lifestealer gonna try to challenge the Sven. They're gonna ignore him completely and go for Pepita instead. And Leo Style is just going to leave. Because some games just aren't worth GGing out of, I guess. That's gonna be a full wipe for SG and takes them a little while. And push themselves. This is Lucchini. We'll just